Fellas, let's face it, skincare feels like a maze. You've got influencers and celebrities out here with their glass skin flexing their 20-step skincare routine and telling you without all 20 of those products, they'd look like a total mess. Truth bomb, that's completely BS. You really only need about 3 products in your skincare routine. That gives you around 80% of the results. There's a couple other products that you could add in if you want to get some extra benefits, and we'll go over those at the end. I've been to a lot of dermatologists in my life, and the problem is the vast majority of the products that they recommend are actually not very good for your skin. Why is that? Basically, the way that we typically have treated skin issues is from a zoomed out perspective. We're looking at the wrinkle overall rather than the processes that create the wrinkle. To make this video, I dug into the latest research on skincare. The thing is, you have this great community of bacteria, fungi, and various other little microbes that are really important and that actually keep your skin healthy. The difference between acne skin and healthy skin is a variety of bacteria forms and these things called phages. So the newest treatment actually gives you phages directly and you put it on your skin. You're literally putting these little living things on your skin. And what do? They go and they kill the bad or the excess bacteria. We used to think that acne was caused by one type of bacteria. Now we've dug a lot more into the research and we understand this thriving community of bacteria a lot better. It's called the skin's microbiome. Both healthy skin and acne skin have this bacteria that we used to think was the sole cause of acne. It actually turns out what causes acne is a imbalance in what the healthy microbiome should be. I'm gonna let you in on a secret that your dermatologist will not tell you. Almost all products negatively impact the skin microbiome. They make your skin microbiome less diverse, as in there's less varieties of bacteria and fungi and various other microbes, little creatures on your face. You want to actually have a nice, complex, healthy, and balanced microbiome. And I'm gonna tell you guys how to do that. This kind of sounds like a conspiracy theory, but why aren't dermatologists telling you about your microbiome? It turns out that this was not really researched until the last 2 years. We did have some research published in the last 20 years, but almost all of what we know about the skin microbiome actually comes from the last 6 months. In fact, a lot of the research that I pulled for this video was published 3 weeks ago. So your dermatologist probably doesn't have time to read all of that and understand how their products that they are recommending actually impact this thriving community of your microbiome. There's another issue, which is an issue with our entire healthcare system, which is that it is all a business model, right guys? So if the business model were to cure all of the diseases and issues, then there would be no business. This is something that is not actually just a conspiracy. Pharmaceutical companies and healthcare companies in general need funding, right? Where does that come from? It comes from big banks like JP Morgan. We know that JP Morgan released a report where they were talking about, is it a profitable model to cure disease? And they concluded, no, it is not. So keep that in mind. This is all part of a system. What a dermatologist or a doctor recommends to their own kids, their loved ones, is often different from what they are allowed to recommend to you. Now, a lot of skin influencers like to talk about how if you have oily skin, you're gonna wanna get a foaming cleanser. And I'm gonna tell you that that is bullshit. We use 2 ingredients primarily to create foaming, and they are terrible for your skin microbiome. They're actually banned in a lot of places because of that. So if you're not using foaming cleanser and you're not using bar soap, what do you want to use? You want to get a mild liquid cleanser. You can look for something that's pH balanced. I personally use a mild facial cleanser that has papaya enzymes. You can also do one that has pineapple enzymes. Both of these act as little scissors that snip off your dead skin cells. So basically you exfoliate in a very gentle way rather than with sand like a St. Ives product or with a harsh chemical exfoliator like tretinoin, which basically increases the rate that your skin produces new skin cells. So how do you use a cleanser? First, you're gonna get your face wet with lukewarm water. Hot water can actually dry out the skin by stripping your skin of oils. Next, you're gonna take a little nickel-sized pour of your liquid cleanser and you're gonna rub it all over your face, and then you're just going to rinse it off with lukewarm water. Then you take a towel and you pat dry. It is true that pulling or rubbing really vigorously with a towel, scrunching up your face and, creating all these like wrinkles for a moment can actually accelerate the process of developing wrinkles. Aging skin can still be beautiful, but in general, we do want to preserve these signals of youth and health, right? No one wants to look old and weathered when you're still a young buck. Step number 2, you're gonna want to use moisturizer. Now, here's the thing. If you go to CVS and you look at the moisturizer aisle, almost every single one of those products is going to be bad for you. Why? Again, most products that are available today negatively impact the skin microbiome. Let's zoom out for a second. What is the purpose of a moisturizer? It's to increase your skin's water content and to restore the protective barrier, the skin barrier. The skin barrier has a couple important components, one of which is, of course, this army defending you, and another of which is the ability of your skin to hold water, or how much water your skin releases. That's why hyaluronic acid can be a nice thing for your skin. It directly draws in moisture into the surface of your skin immediately afterwards. That's why in general, when you read the bottle of hyaluronic acid and you see the instructions, it says, get your face damp with water and then apply a few drops and rub it in. You will typically see an immediate but small change in fine lines and wrinkles because the hyaluronic acid does draw in water into the surface of the skin. So I'm not against hyaluronic acid, but in general, what I would recommend for everyone is to use an unscented tallow or mutton fat based moisturizer. This is something humans have been using for tens of thousands of years to keep our skin healthy. And recently we've studied it pretty extensively, and we have found that it's highly effective compared to other moisturizers. This is a very important point, but why might it be so effective? The first reason is that tallow and mutton fat are actually pretty similar to the sebum, the oil that we produce from our own skin. So it's not like giving a completely different thing to your skin. The second reason why tallow is such a good moisturizer is that it's full of vitamin A, K, D, and very interestingly, cholesterol. This actually gives you some of those parts that you lose when you wash your skin right back on your skin. All right, now for the third step of your skincare routine, sunscreen. Now, you are not gonna wanna use most of the sunscreens that you find on the shelf. The reason for that is nobody likes that white cast. So companies invented these invisible sunscreens. The problem is that they have all these chemicals that are absolutely terrible for you, and not even just your microbiome. They can actually get inside of your body and seriously damage you. So you're gonna wanna use a non-nano zinc sunscreen. Why? Basically, the zinc acts as a little mirror that reflects the sun's rays off of you. Now, obviously, I'm not afraid of the sun. Sun is absolutely gains, and it does a whole hell of a lot more than just giving you vitamin D, although vitamin D is hugely important for your health. Sun is also the main thing that sets your circadian rhythm. And I'm not gonna get into the details of it, but just know that when your circadian rhythm is super messed up, it's a lot easier to develop diseases.
That's what happens when you look at morning sunlight. You're advancing your circadian clock. Translated to English, or non-nerd speak, you're making it such that you will want to go to bed a little bit earlier and wake up a little bit earlier the next day.
It's really important to have your sleep schedule and your eating schedule aligned with when it's day and when it's night. That's a big reason why people that have to work a night shift overnight often suffer health consequences. It's really, really hard on your body because your body evolved with the natural circadian rhythm that's guided by the sun. Sun does a whole hell of a lot beyond just making you produce vitamin D. Vitamin D is extremely important, but sun also regulates your circadian rhythm, and then it also typically stimulates melanin synthesis. As in, the reason why I'm tan here is that my body produced melanin because it was exposed to the sun. It's true that that is a sign of sun damage, but it is also a signal of health and a healthy process. The melanin then protects the DNA in your skin from sun. The darker your skin is, the less you're gonna get wear and tear from sun. That does not mean that you are immune to skin cancer, but it is the reason behind the phrase black don't crack. That is because if you have much higher melanin in your skin, you actually have a lot more DNA protection in your skin. It's just the way of the world. Now, the main problem with sunscreens is this white cast. So if you have a little bit of like a darker tint of your skin, you can get tinted non-nano zinc sunscreen. That's personally what I use, and it's also thought of as dude makeup. It basically gives you this nice glow and this even coloring on your skin, also protecting you from getting early wrinkles and all the other things you don't want, like sunspots and weird discoloration. So those are the 3 basic steps. Now I want you to keep this in mind, boys. Whatever your starting point of skin is, you've got acne, oily, dry skin, combination skin, whatever it is, what you have been told about how to fix your skin is not considering your microbiome. That's why if you follow these 3 steps, you will be able to take your skin from whatever your starting point is to healthy skin. The thing is, this is not an overnight process. Everybody in the modern world wants a quick fix, right? That said, these things take time. You are basically feeding and growing this community that is going to protect you. That community is also always learning, so it is going to learn how to defend you better and better. What I suggest is overhauling all of the cosmetic products you use and paring it down to these 3 simple products: a mild liquid cleanser, an unscented tallow balm for your skin as a moisturizer, and non-nano zinc sunscreen. And then focus on those lifestyle factors. There's several factors that you need to keep in mind. The first and the most important thing is that psychological stress dramatically changes your skin. It does a variety of things, including increasing your oil production in your skin. So if you have very oily skin, look first and foremost to psychological stress. Secondly, psychological stress actually makes it so your skin gets more damage from sun. It essentially weakens the ability of your skin to deal with UV rays. So not only are you producing more oil and getting more acne, you're also getting more damage by the sun than you would if you had a healthy stress management routine. You're gonna want to regularly exercise, get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, do breath work or meditation. If you have unresolved trauma from childhood or from the past, that's something that you wanna talk to a therapist and work through. I've been in a deeply dark place for many years of my life in the past. If you open up, you're vulnerable, and you rely on the people around you, you can really change your life and completely change your stress response. Secondly, diet has a massive impact on your skin health. The foods that you eat can in fact change your oil production. They can also change how many wrinkles you form and various other things. Food is medicine, so eat wisely, and the best guide here is eat whole foods that come from the earth. There's a saying in the holistic health world, which is, if it had a mother or it was pulled from the earth, you can eat it. If it was made in a factory, throw that in the garbage. It's not good for your skin, it's not good for your gut, and it's not good for your brain. Sleep is also a very important factor. We do in fact regenerate our bodies and heal when we are sleeping. If you are not sleeping enough, you are not getting that healing mechanism in the way you need. In fact, there's some pretty interesting research that sleep might be the original form of life. So you're basically just returning to the most basic and original form of life every night. Prioritize your sleep, and trust me guys, this is a huge problem for me. So I totally empathize if that is easier said than done. Now, this healthy bacteria community lives on the surface of your skin. So if you are increasing the rate of turnover, you are also going to impact that community. It's like you build this whole city and then there's an earthquake that turns up new earth over it. What happens? Everyone gets killed. Now, obviously, not every part of the skin microbiome is damaged by this. It's not exactly the best metaphor, but it can help you understand what these retinoids or retinols are actually doing. No, they don't thin your skin. They do make it so you are more sensitive to UV light, and they do increase the turnover of your skin. They make it so you grow new skin faster, which is why if somebody is just caring about how their skin looks in terms of age, retinol and tretinoin can be a great tool. That perspective overlooks how these products affect that thriving, healthy community. Now, why do we care so much about this healthy community? The main reason is that your body is constantly at war. This community is always dealing with invaders. Going back to the cell phone example, let's say you forget to do it. You put it up to your face. Now there's millions of new invaders, enemies that want to get inside and mess you up. If you have a nice, healthy skin microbiome, they go and they just kill them all, and you're good. Nothing bad happens. Now, if you have a damaged skin microbiome, you're doing your favorite Instagram influencer's 20-step skincare routine, there is a much better chance that you will have a damaged skin microbiome and that you will have a negative effect from these invaders that are constantly attacking you. Now, you sleep for 7 to 8 hours a day on your sheets and your pillowcases, right? There's gonna be a lot of gunk that comes off on your sheets and your pillowcases. Make sure that you're washing your sheets and your pillowcases at least once a week with hot water and ideally a scent-free detergent. A lot of scents can actually impact your hormonal system. They're called endocrine disruptors. The same goes for your towels and also gym clothes. If you're wearing the same gym clothes without washing them, that is a surefire way to get a lot of acne. Another important tip, your cell phone. You touch that all the time after touching who knows what, right? So make sure that if you are going to put it up to your face, which I would not recommend, I'm always talking on speakerphone, but make sure you carry a little alcohol wipe with you so that you can wipe it down before you do that. You don't want to be putting all that bacteria from the door handle right up against your face. If you're dealing with a lot of acne on your skin or really oily skin right now, Obviously, as we said, there's diet factors, there's mental health factors, and there's hygiene factors that could be playing a role. Something that you can do beyond having a mild salicylic acid cleanser, if you're dealing with a lot of acne, is a mud mask. A mud mask will basically go on your skin. You put a little, nickel-sized or quarter-sized, whatever the instructions recommend. You rub it all over your skin, you let it dry for 10, 15 minutes, and that basically will then get all cracked and dry on your skin. And this drying process will actually pull out some of the gunk that clogs up your pores and contributes to acne. You're not gonna wanna just go outside and grab some dirt and rub it on your face. Look for natural skincare brands that have high quality mud masks, and then read the reviews. Make sure that people are saying, this is an excellent product, it has worked for me because of X, Y, Z. If people are saying, hey, this actually messed up my skin, there's a good chance it'll mess up your skin too. Reviews aren't science, but they are a good indicator of how it might affect you. The reason why I'm making this video is that what your dermatologist learned in medical school is not actually what is best for your skin based on the latest data. And you'll also notice that I did not recommend you towards any specific products. There are products that I love that fall under these 3 categories or the 5 product categories that I discussed, but this is not the video for that. I'm not trying to line my pockets with affiliate code money in this video. This is all about giving everybody the best information based on what is available in late November 2024. That's the thing about science, is when new information comes out, it can update our old information. Thus far, we have now realized that the microbiome is way, way more important for your skin's health than we could have ever imagined, and that virtually all products that we have developed as a human society do not have a positive effect on the skin microbiome. There are exceptions. There are specific products that I've found recently that are really aware and taking advantage of this science related to the microbiome. And if you guys want to have a video in which I talk about specific product recommendations based on all of the available science, I'm more than happy to do that. Just drop that in a comment and I will actually make a video just for you. So also, if you have any other questions that you want to address, drop it in a comment. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe if you're not following, and drop a comment that you liked it, because we're watching all of these videos and trying to see what actually resonates with our audience. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.